What's up, guys? I'm Shruti Schwab from Otaku-Haven with new sound equipment, so hopefully nothing sounds like garbage anymore, but whatever. Anyway, so we're back from Katsucon. We're hopefully within a decline between conventions, because personally I'm conventioned out, but whatever. You guys probably aren't, but you know, you're you and I'm me, and I'm boring, but whatever. Anyway, so we're back with another podcast, and we're here with our three good friends. As always, introduce yourselves, guys.
I guess I'll start it off once again.
Do it.
I'm always just going to start it off, but my name is John Ramos. I am a amateur voice actor.
Oh, you're fancy.
I'm fancy. I'm classy.
Alright,
classy.
moving on. Derek, I think? Yes. Derek,
Yes,
you're always here.
My name is Derek. Yeah, you guys already know me. I'm from Otaku-Haven. I've been cosplaying for 6 years, and I'm loving it. Every second.
Love it.
Yes, like Mickey
Wait,
D's.
now I'm hungry. Thanks. Anyway,
You're welcome.
and now our newest guy, first time on the Otaku Talk podcast thing. Introduce yourself, man.
My name's Eric. I cosplayed for 2 years, and I got some good stuff lined up for next New York Comic Con.
What?
I'm working.
You know, I feel like we probably should have talked a little bit more about cosplay these days, but you know what, guys? I found something online. I found something it's a little interesting. I sent you guys the link, and I just want to watch it with you guys and see how you wonder what you guys were thinking. So we're just gonna go right into it and play it now. So tell me when everyone's ready, because we'll start together.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
5 by 5.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Push that play button.
I see lasers. And I see some 80s thugs.
Hey, you got a permit for those guns?
Classic.
Oh man,
That's not his voice.
Yes! Ah!
How can they shoot him that
We have an ongoing queue at
Don't care,
24th and North
awesome.
Pleasant Street.
I'm on it.
Oh, the soundtrack's really good.
Yes.
Vintage 80s.
Damn right.
How is he gonna find it? That's impossible.
He's a Kung Fu renegade cop.
I don't want to hear it, Kung Fury. I've just been at City Hall. You just destroyed an entire city block, for Christ's sake.
Now we must defeat the most evil Kung Fu master in the world.
I like how all these like heroes just quit. What the hell? Why is Hitler in this?
Hitler is the worst criminal of all time.
Makes no sense.
Sweet.
Hack you
We're the
back in
wizard.
time to Nazi Germany, just like a time machine.
Oh, okay.
I think that that Blood Dragon game. There you go.
Yeah, it has some Blood Dragon references.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm loving this. This is a classic.
The guy's got a pretty sweet mullet.
This goddamn bike.
Why does she have an Uzi in Viking times?
Because
Right?
I need your help.
But it's so badass though. It looks good. It looks good with her.
It does. There you go.
Did she just summon Thor?
the real Thor. And she knows how to shoot a gun too.
Get ready
Thor's
for
fighting
a
on.
new
He's
world
down
of
on.
unspeakable
And the
adventures
DeLorean?
never before shown in a motion picture. Get ready for Kung Fury.
Kung Fury.
And they're riding into T-Rex. Awesome.
Of course.
Oh god. I can't wait for that to get.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you know what? This was a Kickstarter program. I'm gonna post up where you can find it if you guys want to hitch a ride. It was basically they needed like $200,000 and it ended up being like getting like $500,000 in like its first like couple of days.
I think it was the guy with the sweet mullet that got all that money.
It was probably a little bit of everything, personally. That's my personal opinion. And you know what this is? The appeal of this is literally because this stuff was introduced in the 80s. Or something like that.
Right.
Like, all, like, these little gimmicks about, like, like, the chick with the... It's like the cult classic movies that, like, about the chick with the gun, and she's, like, her armor consists of, like, a bra, stuff like that, and like
less armor is more armor.
just like I'm a cop, I'm a renegade cop with nothing to lose. And I figured, like, with, like, RoboCop and a lot of, like, these, things where they're trying to... I know, like, they've been trying to make remakes since, like, last year. I mean, the last one I kind of remember is, like, Total Recall, which I heard was meh. I personally saw Dredd, and Dredd was awesome.
I heard Dredd was really good.
Dredd was actually really good.
It was, like, really grimy and gritty, but, like, a lot of the cinematography, particularly when, like, it slows down at some points and everything gets all, like, really sparkly. Oh, it was amazing!
Yeah, because they're on drugs.
Yeah, exactly. So they're on, like, super cocaine.
Right, Dredd was good. I mean, I know when that one came out, everyone's comparing it to that, flick The Raid. I mean, same idea. I mean, they're trapped in a building, they gotta get out.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, isn't that literally it? And that's, like, the only thing they really kind of make, is, like, that's the set. Because, like, you'll look at, they looked at, like, they use, like, green screens to kind of make, or, like, you know, effects to make it look like, oh, this is just, like, an urban sprawl. But there's just these, like, obnoxious, just giant stone monoliths just sticking out of the ground with, like, no rhyme or reasons why they're there. And apparently they're, like, low-class tenants, which is weird. Which is weird as hell. It's, like, super skyscrapers. It's weird. Anyway. Which apparently they're making in Dubai, but that's besides the point. Did any of you guys see RoboCop yet?
No.
Did not see the...
Passing
Okay,
on that.
yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the same thing with a lot of people, though. Personally, what is throwing me off about RoboCop is the fact that all those pictures, you see them, he is fully decked out in this whole new, brand new armor and stuff like that, but he has that one hand that is ungloved and just sticking out. And it's just, like, it's so jarring how much, like, he's all, like, dark armor and just, like, here's my hand, guys, yeah.
That looks so.
Cool.
I mean,
I never.
he's literally sticking out like a sore thumb.
Exactly. And like, it's literally just like goes in the middle.
Oh,
of
I see what you're talking about.
And you know why that is, though? Is because
He's human,
well,
but he's not.
You guys saw the old movie, though, right?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Everything was like back in the day when you could shoot people and you're fucking hurt.
just the movie from the first movie, the RoboCop scene where he gets shot up is just
God, it's
gruesome.
so bad. I love
It was traumatizing. See, look, here's the difference between these movies. This RoboCop, rated PG-13. RoboCop back in the day, rated R.
Super R.
I can understand why they put, and I can understand why they put that big R, because why that scene where he got shot up was just traumatizing. I mean, they shot his arm off. They shot him in the head.
There were just clouds of the corn syrup blood just going off. I think it got like bruised because when that thing goes off, it hurts. It used to hurt to get shot, you know, like in videos and stuff like that. Though, but this is like it ushered in literally like the '80s action, and I have a feeling like that with a lot of movies these days, particularly with like when it comes to genres of comedy and horror and everything like that. We're never gonna have those movies again because they themselves were just so timeless. Where
and most of them were hard R's.
Exactly.
Too.
When they were badass because they literally didn't have 3D effects to kind of cover for their stuff, so everything was gritty as shit.
Like the Toxic Avenger.
Oh my god, you saw that?
That's great. Yes. Oh my god, I watched that movie with my dad. Yo, that was a good time.
That's a perfect example of a grindhouse movie, and that's what this feels like. Kung Fury feels like a grindhouse movie, and grindhouse is awesome.
Yes.
Like talk about like trying to do with as much as you can with as little money as you have.
Exactly.
But then again, these guys are just going to use the green screen to the max, though. They're like something fucking Thor.
Yeah, but they're using it in a way to like kind of poke fun.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean,
it really is kind of like a It really is kind of like a mockumentary, or more or less, of just like the staples.
Right. They're using it, and they're like, "This is our green screen, and this is like, so we're gonna use it, and we're gonna make it look like a cartoon." I mean, this is a live action cartoon, and it looks great.
Guys, we literally should list off like the greatest cliches of like the '80s actions and stuff like that. Like, there's like, I remember seeing a couple of countdowns and all the and like what was it? One is walk away from explosions. Bad guys,
well, that's obvious.
Good guys don't look at explosions.
But then you got the buddy cop team.
Yeah, the buddy cop team ups.
Man, that was an 80s movie cliche. Lethal Weapon.
Wasn't it Die Hard?
Lethal Weapon was my favorite.
Well, no, it was Lethal Weapon. It was Turner Hooch, which I thought was
Turner.
Yeah.
Well, that's not exactly badass, but whatever. It was his own thing.
Right. You always
dog.
had like the one cop who was on the edge, and the other one who was playing it safe.
Thank you, Bruce Willis.
You
And
know?
Die Hard. I think he kind of kind of stapled that one pretty good.
The first one too. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
Hey guys, did you know the first Die Hard is technically considered a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yes,
That's
yes.
one of my favorite Christmas
I
movies.
don't know why.
Because it takes place on Christmas.
It takes place on Christmas Eve.
That's the
I
answer.
guess.
The second one. Do you know the second one takes place on Christmas Eve
I
also?
think all of them do, except for the newest one.
Third
No,
one takes
number 3
place in the
doesn't.
summertime.
Aw.
Yeah.
Fourth place.
Summertime.
Fourth one takes somewhere in like the summertime
Well, anyway,
too.
like I said, here's a present full of bullets. Anyway, like I
Because
like what was it? The innocuous thugs being everywhere and stuff like that. I think the Germans were kind of a new thing though, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
The badass chick that always has a gun and always rides a motorcycle and always is wearing as little clothing as possible.
Can I make a perfect example of the badass
Sure.
chick? Ellen Ripley from Alien.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? I disagree, but only on very, very respectful grounds. Of the fact that she was a badass though, but she wasn't like a super sexy badass. Like,
Okay. Alright,
she
so
was
you're looking
essentially
for like...
when people thought of a first woman action hero or something like that, they always think there's Sigourney Weaver as Ripley. Yeah,
Right.
like that was the
Okay.
thing though. I'm talking about like Barbed Wire or something like that with like Pamela Anderson.
Like, yeah, I agree.
I got one. How about the old training montage from Rocky?
Oh my god, you're right! Remember the guy in the freaking doing freaking kung fu on the thing?
Drago!
That's awesome! Fucking yeah! Karate Kid and what was it? What was the other one? What would you just say? It was Karate Kid and what else? Rocky. Yeah, Rocky. That was it. Yeah.
Rocky, yeah.
Yeah.
But probably a couple of other ones. Yeah, that's another thing though. Is that's another thing is like the kung fu. Just like is that wuxio? Is that what that actual term is though? Where it's just like over the top like wire fu, where you're able to like kick people through walls and stuff like that.
Yeah, wire film. You're right.
I think everyone needs to learn how to do that.
No, absolutely.
I know it doesn't make any sense though, but just the fact of having like the cinematography to just do that. I mean, I'm looking at one of the green screen shots right here, and this guy's doing some ridiculous flip where he's just like in the middle of the air, and like his thing is off to the side. It's awesome.
A good movie to actually watch is The Matrix.
Yes.
You know
That's the
what?
one.
Like literally,
Inspire.
I heard there was actually like classes like actually made that was based loosely around like the cinematography from The Matrix.
Oh.
Like when people
good.
wanted to learn like the actual CGI and kind of things like that though, because that was probably back in the day before. Was it before CGI took over movies? The Matrix?
Yeah, it was like one of the first heavy. It was '98 when Matrix came out. It was one of the first heavy CGI movies.
And yet, it felt like an 80s movie to me for some reason.
What, The
I don't
Matrix?
know why. Yeah, I don't know why, but it
The
felt
one
like an
thing that
80s
it was
movie to
missing
me.
was passion. Like like literally, a lot of characters did not really show any emotion though, and it kind of like that's what kind of gets me is a lot of like when you think of like the '80s action movies and stuff like that. Their cinematography was shit. So they literally just. If you remember, like, Indiana Jones, right? He was just punching people. And it wasn't just, like, it wasn't a super choreographed, like, your hands will be here, your hands will be here, like you see in, like, particularly with a lot of swordplay. Star Wars was notorious for having very sterile cinematography when it came to actual, like, fights, though. Like, when you got to, like, the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, it was literally just punching people. Like, and like, it hurt. I mean, like, mistakes happen. People have broken limbs. I mean, Jackie Chan used to do a lot of his old stunts and everything, and for all of his movies. And he must have, like, I think he, like, had, like, a shattered vertebrae. He, like, got sprains on his neck, like, 4 or 5 times.
It was at the end of, I think it was Rumble in the Bronx.
Rumble in the Bronx?
One of those movies.
It was.
They always have,
where he
at the end.
hurt his leg was Rumble in the Bronx, where he jumped on the hovercraft. Because remember they showed him putting the cast on, and they had to build a special thing for his leg. It was like kind of stretchy, so it looked like his pants.
Oh, jeez. So there's a couple of scenes where it's just meandering around a fucking thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm cursing way too much. Whoops. I'm sorry.
Watch your goddamn mouth.
The day before censorship even happened too. Like I said, yeah, everything was uncensored.
This is before the internet.
Before the internet, whatever. You guys are old. It's cool. Everything's fine.
Yeah, do you remember when the internet was like the 80s, where it was just like anything goes?
I remember when the internet was really slow.
Yo,
Ew, but it used to be like the Wild Wild West on the internet. It was great.
Jason, they still have the Space Jam site up.
Yes, they do.
Jam?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Looney Tunes?
Yes.
They still.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I liked that movie. I liked it.
Why?
I liked it.
Why?
It was stupid, but I liked it.
I like
It's in the chat.
Chat. Okay, cool. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up for everyone to see because
Okay.
I have this.
It is so vintage
I have
1996.
this awesome new screen capture thing, and I can do this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Takes me back to
Oh
my
God,
childhood with the
look at that.
internet.
Look how freaking like copy paste that is.
I know, right? Anyone can do that now.
That's awesome.
I could do that. That's so easy to do now. It's
I want to
ridiculous.
mention I want to mention just 2 more movies, but I don't know how they pertain to Kung Fury. Just because I feel like these things actually were a staple in their own right. Let's go with Predator and friggin' Terminator. Do you remember?
Okay, well, Terminator 1 or 2?
The second one.
Okay.
The second one's better.
Nice.
Personally, I think the second one was better. That was more of what... The first one was kind of like, almost like a horror, more or less. Like, oh, we're being stalked by a super cyborg awesome man. Yeah.
Right.
And then, like, the second one was just like, yeah! Let's go balls to the wall with it.
Yeah. But now they got the new one coming out, too, now.
Which one?
A new Terminator movie?
Yeah, it's something Terminator or something, but they casted Khaleesi from Game of Thrones as Sarah Connor.
That's fine. She's okay. I mean, like, it really kind of comes down to, like anything else. It's going to just kind of come down to the vision and the writing, you know? Like, I'd like to say that the Terminator 4 was a good movie, but I can't.
Which one?
Because it wasn't.
Which one was...
we don't talk about that.
Right?
Exactly. I can't say it was a good movie because it wasn't.
The third one was actually pretty decent.
Terminator 1 or what?
The third one.
The third one.
Rise of the Machines?
I'm not sure.
It was alright.
Here's what made the third one great. She's a chick. Yeah. She's a Terminator. She's hot. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's beefed up. And it is just destruction. That is it.
Yes.
You're just tearing up cities. You don't have to think, he's a good guy. He's the bad guy. That is it.
You know what? In its simplicity, yes. It's a very good movie. There's literally nothing to understand about this.
Exactly. I mean, that's it. Just blow shit up and have a ball. I mean, when they're in the truck and drop the crane, you're like, all right.
That was, you know what? I just remembered another cliche. That was another cliche. Was very cut and dry characters. Like, you knew who the villain was right from the get go because they were literally.
Oh no! He's like the rich and powerful guy. He's always like the rich and powerful guy that runs the mega corporation
over the city, and it's always like that one guy that you're the first scene. He's either blowing something up, shooting somebody, or doing drugs. And like right from the get go, it's always an irredeemable bastard. Like there's no complexity. This is just a jerk in its own right. I love it.
It's that one guy, you mean like that one guy who's sitting in this one chair like a throne, and he spins it around and he's like, welcome to my territory, or welcome to my world, welcome to my realm. You have fallen for my trap.
Welcome for my lair.
I'm just thinking about that one
welcome
guy
to my lair.
from LA and Mortal Kombat. That's the only 2 things I'm thinking about.
Mortal Kombat, yes.
But look at
like,
from LA, total.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're totally right. Freaking Pliskin.
Yes.
Road Warrior stuff. Oh my god, that was awesome.
Too bad. Was it Russell won't Snake Plissken?
Yeah. Oh no, he was. For back in the day, he was fine though. He's kind of like weird now.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah, exactly. He was almost like a baby face badass. So it was kind of weird.
Hey, Jason, what about Darkman?
Darkman? You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't
That's
remember.
classic
I don't remember it.
But
Is that the one
90s,
where he has like a rubber face?
It's Liam Neeson, yeah, and he gets burned. His whole entire body gets burned
Liam
up.
Neeson movie, by
For
the
some
way.
reason,
Darkman?
I just thought of True
Yeah.
Lies
Yeah.
and Face Off. I don't know. It was weird.
Face Off, there you go. Great. That's also a great action movie.
I feel like when I should edit this or something like that, we just list off things and they just stay on screen the entire time.
There are a lot of pictures for this one.
Exactly.
I love Face Off.
Just superimpose on top of each other.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a mess.
Face Off, Darkman, Die Hard,
Man,
go.
but you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. Darkman probably should have gotten more hype than what it got.
I never saw Darkman.
It's
a good movie.
gritty.
I didn't even know Liam Neeson was in this. I'm gonna have to watch
You know what it
this.
is?
It was his first, I think, on-screen appearance, I believe.
Just imagine your face gets burned off by some jerk, and you're forced to kind of live in the shadows because you look like a horrible monster.
But he has a machine.
But you have the same mentality as the Punisher. And you also have a machine that lets you mold your own faces. And so what are you gonna do? Revenge!
I do not. I don't know why I didn't watch this earlier.
It's probably
Eric,
It's one of those classic revenge movies that you have to watch.
He has a machine that can change his body, his face, his arms into his enemies. But he has like 99 minutes.
Before, like,
if he doesn't do it, his face melts off. The skin melts off. Which is pretty cool.
What? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, so like,
and no, don't watch on Netflix tonight.
It's a Sam Raimi movie.
He infiltrates like the organization. It turns out like the guy who did
There's
it is like a big jerk. Like what was it?
Yeah, it was the big jerk who runs the big corporation.
It's literally the same guy. Was it not Cyberdyne? Cyberdyne is from Terminator. Who's the guys from RoboCop, the first and second one?
I know what you're talking about.
You know that one guy, that one balding guy.
OCP?
Yeah, that was it.
He played Eric's dad in
Red Foreman is freaking no. That's the drug dealer. I'm thinking of like the who the drug dealer worked for. It was that one guy, like that one CEO guy, and he's just like, behave yourselves, and like he always like talks to people behind the screens in order just like, wow, we got a whole bunch of people murdered. Hey Johnson, can we tell him that you did it? Just in case. It's really great. Like I said, he's literally kind of like a conniving jerk. I loved it.
Eric.
Yes.
You just watch the whole movie, and then at the end is the best scene ever. The best little cameo ever. Don't spoil it, everybody, but it's a good cameo.
Hasselhoff, is it? Like,
No.
He looks a lot.
You're fine.
I remember that face. He looks a lot like him. Anyway. All right. If anyone can name any other good ones, I'm pretty sure we got a really good number of them, and we got a really good idea of our bygone days, guys. These are the things we grew up. These are the things we grew up with. Where did they go?
Let me name another one. How about a couple of Stephen King movies?
Was there
It?
It?
Yeah. Yes.
It is.
That was the creepy clown. That's what everyone got so afraid of clowns in the first place.
It was falling after that one guy that lured kids into his ice truck and murdered them. So yeah, it was pretty creepy.
So much fear, creepiness everywhere.
I don't want to spoil it though, but there's some parts that get really silly in that movie.
I know.
It or Darkman.
Mm-hmm. You're still talking about Darkman. We're talking about Stephen King. I remember The Stand.
Yeah.
I remember The Stand. The Stand was cool. It was a little.
Which one was it? Is The Stand the one where they found the dead body?
Well, no, everyone's dead except for like 9 people. Yeah, one of those things.
What about I don't know if this was a Stephen King. What about the Lawnmower Man?
You know what?
No, that wasn't Stephen King.
King. Was?
No.
The Lawnmower Man was Tron.
That was.
It was Tron. Like it was like a day. It was back in the time when they were just starting to figure out like computer graphics and everything and that. I never saw it, but I always wanted to.
You should. It's not really that good, but I mean, it's
they were like,
but it's not good.
It's Pierce Brosnan, and he gets sucked into a computer kind of thing. But then he had Virtuosity at the same time too. I think Lawnmower Man came
What
out.
about Johnny Mnemonic?
Never.
That was good.
I never saw that.
Wow, we're getting into really obscure territory now.
Oh, everyone knows Keanu Reeves.
That was before
Keanu
Matrix.
Reeves.
Yeah.
And Speed.
Oh yeah. All right, Speed. Speed was fucking awesome. Love Speed. Freaking Speed.
This has changed 80s movies to 90s
cool.
so quick.
A lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff was cool.
Street Fighter the movie.
Street Fighter the movie.
Street Fighter the movie.
Freaking Guile.
Of course.
That was so terrible. It was, you know what? It was one of those bad but good movies. You know. Of course.
I mean, it was better. It was better than. It's better than that Chun-Li movie, though.
Whatever. That was a sequel. So
That's perfect. That's for a fact.
Oh man, I love this. I love this so much. I don't want this to stop. I don't want this.
We don't have to stop it anytime soon.
I mean, the only good Street Fighter movie was the animated one.
The animated one was pretty good.
And you know, when you're like 13 and watching, you're only watching it for the Vega Chun-Li in the towel fight scene.
That was the best fight
ever.
That
was a really good fight scene.
Put up the KMFDM?
Hell
yeah.
It kicked a little bit ass.
It was a good fight scene.
It actually really was. But you know, at 13, you're not watching the fight scene.
I know what I'm watching.
You're waiting for that towel to drop.
But it's not going to drop.
How many times you watch it?
It's not going to drop. You know that.
You're 13. You're not really thinking about it.
You can always hope.
It's like movies like that, like that have a good fight scene or a good plot and stuff like that. They should be more, you know, on the limelight instead of all these generic movies. It's just sad.
Except for a lot of them, a lot of the plots from the old movies were not that complicated. They really weren't.
No.
Bad guys takes over the world. Do you stop them?
Exactly.
Revenge.
It was either about getting a lot of money, getting a nuke, and that was it, essentially. And they just had like a lot of dudes doing the same thing.
So basically every single Superman reboot plot possible.
Pretty much. I don't know. I think the second Superman actually had some things going on, at least with Clark and Lois a little bit.
Well, yeah, no, the second, I'm talking about Superman
2
reboots. The very first movie, every single Superman reboot type is always some kind of land scheme. You had Lex Luthor in Superman 1, he was trying to wipe out California, so he has the entire coastline in Arizona. Superman Returns, Lex Luthor takes kryptonite, wraps it in crystal, so he can have his own island, so he can have his own landmass. And then Man of Steel, spoiler warning if you guys haven't seen it, they try to retrofit the Earth.
Oh yeah, the new one. Someone had to convince me that it was a bad movie, and I'm actually very glad they did so.
Yes. And the same thing happened with me.
Oh, you know...
I came out of that movie, I was watching it, I was like, that was pretty good, I liked it. And then I started thinking about it, I'm like, nope. Nah.
You're right. You can't deal with this. And there was two or three scenes that were just like, why? And it didn't make any sense. And then like you just kind of compound on top of that. What was?
There was no kneel before Zod line either, was there?
Fine. That wouldn't make any sense. That would have just been something like for people.
God, it'd been so much better.
Kneel before Zod. Do crunches before Zod. I saw a skip on freaking Robot Chicken. It was awesome.
I remember that one. That was great.
What was it? I'm trying to remember. Okay, so in other words, like a lot of the things was just like real estate. What was you know what? What was that one really bad Superman that I didn't watch it. It was that one that like supposedly rebooted, but was so embarrassingly awful.
Wait through it.
What?
No, Superman Returns.
Yeah, where it gets shot in the eye. I heard nothing about that movie, only that it was just atrocious.
It was. That was the last plot too. That was I found some kryptonite, and I found one of Superman's crystals, and I tossed it into the ocean, and I now have a land.
What wonderful!
Yeah, I know. And like I said, it's old. Superman. Like I like Superman, I do, and I want to like him more, but it's hard to like him when nothing really kills him. I know he died. He beat, Doomsday killed him.
You know what? We'll have a thing about Superman some other time and stuff like that, though.
Oh yeah, sorry.
There's really kind of like a thing about Superman that, like, with the whole Goku versus him, and that's just spawned in a debate. But that'll be for later.
So I'm guessing you guys are really excited for Batman versus Superman.
You mean the Justice League movie?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I consider myself a huge fan of DC Comics, aka Detective Comics.
Right.
But but they're rushing it. Why? Because they want to catch up with Marvel. They want to catch up with Disney. They want to catch up with the Avengers.
It's quality over quantity, man.
They're pulling out. They're taking out all their power, abusing it. They're pulling out all the big guns because why? Because movies like Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Days of Future Past, Ant-Man, and then Captain America: Winter Soldier, which is coming in April, I believe.
I think that was April.
And of course the Avengers too. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops, you guys. I mean, they're not giving one bit of care in the world.
Guys, I have a thing though. We probably should have saved this for. I think one of our topics for the coming weeks should be literally superhero movies. And I'm pretty sure we can talk to them. I'm pretty sure we can place that in like a part 1, part 2, part 3.
Absolutely.
We'll do like a DC versus Marvel, and then we'll do like them against each other or something like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That works.
Awesome. I feel like at this point we're getting out of time, and also your voice is getting kind of scrapply, so I want to stop it before my computer explodes. But anyway, all right. So like I said, so there we go, guys. Go support Kung Fury. Go support old movies. Go find, if you're too young, go find these old movies that we talked about. And like I said, you really cannot go wrong because they were from a really different time. They were from a different time where everything had to be acted, nothing was sterile, nothing was green screen. It was all pure force. That's the way I can really describe it. It was pure passion, pure force, and pure violence.
And before the FCC.
And before whatever, yeah, exactly. So everything back in the day. So check those things out. Find some good ones. But anyway, for right now, I am Shriggy Schwab with Otaku-Haven. Guys,
I'm Derek. I'm from Otaku-Haven.
John.
My name is John Ramos, and you get to the chopper! You get to the chopper now!
Of course!
And first time on, I had a blast. Eric, also known as Media Stylist 1 on any platform, website, whatever. Just look it up.
You know what, Eric? We're probably going to see you again. We're probably going to see you again.
I like this. This is good.
Okay. Alright, later, guys.
Later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Peace.